every situation. Let us start the session with a prayer song with the blessings of Almighty.
ஐந்து கரத்தனை ஆனை முகத்தனை இந்தில் இளம் பிறை பாலும் எயிற்றனை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞான கொழுந்தினை புரியில் வைத்து அடி போற்றுகின்றேனே.
நமஸ்தேஸ்து மகாமாயே ஸ்ரீபீఠே சுரபூஜிதே शङ्खचक्रागदाहस्ते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते। नमस्ते गरुडारूढे कोलासुरभयङ्करी सर्वपापहरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते। सर्वज्ञे सर्ववरदे सर्वदुष्टभयङ्करी सर्वदुःखहरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते। सिद्धिबुद्धिप्रदे देवी मुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदायिनी मन्त्रमूर्ते सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते।
Small cheer and a great welcome makes the merry feast. Now, I request Ms. Yoshita Violet from the Department of B.Sc Computer Science to propose the address of welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Darni. Good morning to one and all present here. It's my pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of Mahalashmi Women's College of Arts and Sciences. I would like to welcome our chief guest, Dr.Sreejith Vignesh. We are grateful to having a valuable time, sir. We are thankful to you, sir, for accepting our invitation and becoming the resource person of today's webinar session. I also welcome our dedicated chairman, Thiru S.K. Kunchidabadam, sir, and our passionate managing directors, Mr. S.K. Thirukumaran, sir, and Mr. S.K. Sendil Kumar, sir, and our enthusiastic principal, Dr. Kumudini ma'am, and our innovative vice principal, Dr. S. Ramasamy, sir, and Dr. U. Indumati ma'am. I also welcome our motivational HODs, staffs, and students who are present here. I feel very honored to introduce our special chief guest, Dr. Sreejith Vignesh. Sir has completed his Ph.D. in Computer Science from Bharatiyar University and also completed Masters in Software Engineering, MCA, MBA in HR and Systems, M.Phil in Computer System Science, and completed Postgraduate Diploma in Labor Law and Administrative Law. He is a Cisco Certified Network Associate and also grabs Oracle certification from Oracle Gym. He is a NASCOM Certified Life Skill Trainer and Fragrant Academy's Certified Soft Skill Trainer. He is a Microsoft Certified Innovative Educator and Google Certified Digital Marketer. Sir has acted as a nodal officer for various governments for Government of India. He has presented research papers in 19 national conferences and 6 international conferences and 6 international Scopus Index journals. He has received 22 awards and recognitions in various forums. Few are for Best Techno Awards and ICT Academies, Best Young Researcher Award from Association of Scientists. He also grabbed few awards for his outstanding contribution in implementing digital literacy to rural students by ICT Academy. He also acted as mentor cum consultant for few companies like VPR Training Academy and VPR Career Guidance, and also plays the role of education mentor in Namma KPM Forum and vice president in NKPM Employment Services. He is the author of the book Software Engineering. He started his career as a trainer HR in RBS Business Services Private Limited, Chennai. Later, due to his passion towards education sector, he started his career as lecturer in MCA department and placed various academic roles such as HOD of MCA, Head of Corporate Relations, Industry Interface, Training and Placement in various institutions of Tamil Nadu. Currently, he is holding the position of Associate Professor and Head in Department of Information Technology at Sri Krishna Adithya College of Arts and Sciences, Coimbatore, and also shares the additional responsibility in Department of Training and Placement Officer in the same institution. It's a great pleasure to welcome you, sir, for this wonderful day. Once again, I welcome you all for this knowledge sharing session. Thank you.
Thank you, Yoshita. A picture has the magic to make a moment last forever. We would like to capture a snap of this remarkable moment with all your kind cooperation. May I request you all to kindly switch on your videos for the virtual photo.
Is there any? You can tell me.
Okay, ma'am. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. I request everyone to kindly switch off their audios. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them in the question box. Now, without any further ado, we will turn the time over to Dr. Sreejith Vignesh, our presenter today. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you to the members of MC. So it was indeed a great pleasure for me to join hands with Mahalashmi Women's College of Arts and Science in their
Excuse me, sir. Your audio is in mute, sir.
Okay. Now can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was indeed a great pleasure for me to join with Mahalashmi Women's College of Arts and Science. I was really happy to see that the institution has taken a lot of efforts to bring in some good resource persons by inviting them and to render them an opportunity to share their knowledge towards the various sectors. I was really surprised to hear the term mini webinar marathon. Sorry, Maha webinar marathon. Okay. So that was really attractive and catching. Even I was discussing with my own fellow colleagues in my institution that this institution is doing wonders. I was hearing this institution name for the first time, but still I was able to get to know that it is doing a lot of wonders by organizing such things. And one of my friend who already knows about the institution, he shared a lot of the things about your institution and the faculty commitments towards enriching the knowledge and the steps that they are taking to enrich the knowledge of the students. So with these words, I thank the management of Mahalashmi Women's College of Arts and Science, respected principal, respected vice principals, and respected head of the department, and all the faculty friends and the student friends from the same institution for joining hands with me on this particular day to patiently listen to the words whatever that I'm going to share you on this particular time. My dear friends, I am a Ministry of Education Certified Innovation Ambassador. So I hope that I am the right person to share knowledge towards the entrepreneurship. So before proceeding further, let me share my screen to you all. Is my screen visible, ma'am? Can somebody confirm?
So not yet, but it shows you have started the screen sharing.
Ma'am, still you were not able to see my
Yes, sir.
screen?
Yes, sir.
I'll
Yes,
stop.
sir. It is visible, sir.
It's visible. Okay, fine, ma'am. Right. So my topic for the day is way to discover the entrepreneur in you. Okay. So why I have chosen this topic? Why should I share the knowledge on such a topic? My dear friends, today the world is transforming from the employment perspective to the entrepreneurship perspective. So instead of getting a job seeker, they are entire Indian government is focusing on making the people as self-sustainable way, and they have to become an entrepreneur. So I'm just going to share you about who is an entrepreneur and what do we mean by entrepreneurship. What are the various steps that are involved in entrepreneurship process? And I will be touching upon the important factor that is discovering entrepreneurship in you. And post to that, I will be telling you how to identify the problems, what is the problem statement, and the next step in design thinking. And I also cover you about the pre-checks that are mandatory for any person who wants to be a successful startuppreneur. And I'll be taking you through the entrepreneurial process, cyclic process, and the common steps and challenges faced by the budding entrepreneur. So this is the agenda for the day. Let me take you through the session. So before proceeding further, you should know about who is an entrepreneur and what do we mean by the word entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur is an individual who undertakes the risks associated with creating, organizing, and owning a business. And the term entrepreneurship is the process of starting and running one's own business. This involves a considerable amount of risk. So why? What is the term? Why it is being termed as risk here? What is the need of the risk? So once you want to be a successful entrepreneur, it is mandatory for you to not only invest your knowledge towards finding a solution to a problem. In addition to that, you have to invest financially whenever you are developing a particular product which will facilitate you to solve some set of problems. So whenever you are investing something, you should have some pre-checks. You should have a study on the environment, and you should also know about the consumer base, about the product that you are going to develop. And you should also see how far you will be able to scale up the product in the society. Only these things will decide whether you are going to be a successful entrepreneur or not. Okay, sir, if you are just denoting the various kinds of risk at the first level, do you think that the people will come and start their own business? Do you think that the people will come forward to become an entrepreneur? These questions might arise to all the budding graduates who is listening in this particular forum. My dear friends, let me tell you. So one should understand the problems, the troubles, the challenges, and they should try to convert all these factors into a beautiful opportunity that is being put forth in front of them. They have to apply the knowledge and the skill, whatever that they develop during their course of graduation, and they have to come up with a beautiful solution which will give you or which will fetch a beautiful outcome in a short while. So if you are able to achieve these things, then definitely you are going to be a successful startuppreneur. If you are involving your technical skills, maybe from a computer background, then you will be a technopreneur. Okay. If you are going to find a solution to the existing problem, then you are going to be a successful entrepreneur. If you are trying to make the peoples in the society to be lazy, if you want to make others feel more comfortable and be lazy at their home, and you could find a solution for that, then you are going to be a successful entrepreneur. There are many examples, whatever that we come across, such as the Ola, Uber app that is being developed by the technopreneurs, or the other techno applications like Zomato, Swiggy, which are all now currently trending in news. All these are success only because they made the people to be very lazy. They no need to go in earlier days. Whenever we need to book a cab, or whenever we need to find a car for rent, a person from home, he has to move to the car shed, he has to negotiate with the person about the place that he wants to move and the amount, price, all these things to be negotiated, and finally he has to come to a conclusion, and only then he has to book a car. But now everything is made very simple. There is no negotiation at all. So from the place where you want to take a cab, you can book it in a mobile application, and the car will be at your doorstep. You can just step in and you can feel more comfortable. You can be lazy, right? So that is how, without owning any car, the Ola and Uber app developers or the founders of this Ola and Uber app, they were able to rule the world. There is one more app which is named as Oyo. Oyo is one of a famous app that is used to book the rented lodges, boarding facilities. Without owning any own building, the Oyo founder was able to give services to n number of people across India. What he did is he just created an app and he just delivered the concept to all the large facilitators, and he made all the members to be a part of it, and he has shared the information across the media. And once the people started using the app, they felt more comfortable using the app. They can book a room from the place where they are. If they are out for a business trip, they can just book a room at the place where they are going to visit. All these actually have facilitated the startuppreneurs to be success in this society. Okay, so once you want to become an entrepreneur, you should have a clear vision about what you are going to do and how far it is going to facilitate the people in the society to be more comfortable. These two factors are to be taken into consideration before you are proceeding further to be a successful entrepreneur. Okay, what are the steps that are involved in an entrepreneurial process? The first and foremost step is discovery. So what you are going to discover here? The first and foremost thing, discovery, means that you are going to find what are the existing problems that are prevailing in the society. Even your hometown, your home might be in a small street. You might be going and coming back to the colleges along the street, wherein you will be finding a lot of people suffering from some set of problems, maybe some water problem or some noise problems or some dust problems, any kind of problem. If you are able to give a proper solution based on the skill, whatever that you are learning in your college days, definitely you can become a successful entrepreneur. Okay, sir, I am studying BBA or I am studying BSc Computer Science. How can I adapt my knowledge towards entrepreneurship? For that, you have to collaborate. You have to have knowledge on multiple disciplines. You have to have friends with multiple disciplines. Okay, you have to have a group discussion. You should put forth your problem, whatever that you come across in your society, and many people will be giving their own suggestions. You should start interacting with them. all the people's ideas has to be sorted out with pros and cons, and the person's idea or perception which has more pros and less cons should be taken into consideration, and implementing the same thing will fetch you to be a successful entrepreneur. So the first phase is identifying the problem, and you should have in-depth knowledge about the problem and the causes for the problem, why the problem has occurred, and is there any possible solution to find to solve the particular problem. These things has to be taken into consideration whenever you are discovering certain things, right? So this is the first step. If you are failing in this discovery step, you will not be able to be a successful entrepreneur, because only if you find what is the fault, what is the problem, what is the trouble, what is the threat that is prevailing in the society, you could find a solution for that. If you are failing in identifying the problem, definitely you cannot find a proper solution for the same. So that will not yield you good results, right? So this is the first step. And the second step is concept development. The concept development needs the skill, needs the knowledge. You should know why the problem has occurred, what are the reasons for the problem occurrences. Okay, you should know how to tackle it in a cost-effective manner. In all these ways, you should think. Okay, so this is all these things should be put forth whenever you are developing a concept towards finding a solution for the problem. So the second phase is concept development. And the third fact is the resourcing. The resourcing does not mean only the human resources who have sufficient knowledge. It also deals with the raw materials that are needed for developing a prototype or the model. So all these resources are to be taken into consideration. You should spend less to give your product in a cost-effective manner to the people in the society. And for these purposes, the quality should not be compromised. The quality of the product, what you are going to develop, should not get compromised. Because of that, you are spending only less amount for resourcing the factors, resourcing the packs, whatever that you need to develop a product. Okay, so these things has to be taken into consideration. And actualization is something wherein you need to know what is the actual concept, how we are going to design, whether the product what we are going to develop or what we are going to present to the society is going to have some adverse effects. It should not have any side effects. Okay, so actualization also plays a very important role. And the final is the harvesting. The harvesting deals with how much amount of money you are going to invest, in what period of time you are going to take up for scaling up your business, whether you have the sufficient number of customer base to take up your resources. All these things should be taken into consideration. Only then the product or the prototype, whatever that you are going to develop, is to be started. So these are the 5 different steps that are involved in entrepreneurial process. Okay. Okay. Right. So here, discovering the entrepreneurship, the first stage in which the entrepreneur generates the ideas, recognizes the opportunities, and studies the market. So once you want to be an entrepreneur, you should not say that my daddy or mommy has earned a lot of money and I have nothing to do with. So what I can do is I can just directly go and discuss with my friend, and if my friend suggests me some problems, I can just invest my money and find a solution. You should not do that, which means that you are going to diminish the wealth that your parents have earned. Before proceeding this, you have to step into the market, which means that you have to step out of your house. You have to be in the society. You have to actually adhere the problems that the other society people are facing. You should think differently. You should prepare a SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, and opportunities and threats. In strength, you have to look for what do you actually need, and in weakness, you should identify what are the areas that I am actually lagging and what ways I have to improve. In opportunities, you should You should see what are the various opportunities that comes in front of you whenever such problem is being identified. And threat. Threat is something which is always invisible at sometimes. A threat might occur at any point of time. So what kind of obstacles that you are going to face whenever you are developing a solution for a problem? So all these factors will be considered whenever you are doing a SWOT analysis, and the SWOT analysis will help you to discover the problem, and it will help you whether you can proceed with the finding a solution for the problem. You might have a lot of perceptions. Perception is nothing but you might have different ideas. See, your friend might think something different, you might think something different, your parents might think something different, your faculty might think something different. When all the four members who I have mentioned, when all the four members sit together at a common room and discuss about a problem, each and every person will put forth their own perceptions, their own ideas. You have to take all their ideas in patience, and you have to sort out each and every perception with their pros and the cons, which means it should have the merits and the demerits of the concept that is being suggested by any of the members in the society. And you have to find where the problem is. Normally we used to say, sir, once nobody will be happy to find a problem, except an entrepreneur. Do you think that you will be happy every day morning you are going to face a lot of problems? Will you be happy to wake up? No, you are not. We people, we always have the tendency to sleep for a long time. We do everything just for a cause. Oh, my parents have paid money. They have asked me to go to college every day. These professors are giving a lot of assignments, everything. Oh, we are forced to do this and we are doing it, right? This is how most commonly the people are going today in Tamil Nadu. The scenario has to get changed, my dear friends. You are not going to be an employee in near future. You want to be an entrepreneur, which means that you have to find a problem, you have to produce a solution for that problem, and for that you have to invest the duration or the time that is being spent by your parents. You have to invest, you have to make the investment made by your parents as fruitful by involving yourself in developing the skills towards finding solution for a problem. If you are doing it, definitely all the problems, whatever that you see whenever you step out of your home, you'll be very happy because you have a lot of problems. You can find people are more lazy. You could find solution for that, and you can earn a lot of money. Okay. The economy is getting changed. We are moving from gig economy to circular economy. There are a lot of economies, right? I am not good at economics as well, but still, we should know what is the difference between gig economy and a circular economy. We should know, even if you are a computer student, you should know how our economy is booming up. In recent times, media says that India is having a lot of loans. Did you bother? No, because it is not in my name, right? We don't bother if something is in some other's name. But when it comes to nation, we should actually bother, because the place India is shared by each and every one of us who is staying from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. If you start thinking like that, you will find solution for that. We should always make ourselves self-sustainable. The major problem that today India is facing is that the hike in petrol price and the diesel prices. Couple of days before, when our respected Prime Minister was addressing in the meeting, he told that the people might curse me, but still, I want to take care of my nation. You don't think that I am going to support BJP or some parties, but I respect the words that is being posted by the leader, because he has mentioned that even now, if the people are cursing, the amount of loan that our India has will be reduced during my tenure, was the words that is being posted by respected Prime Minister. Even I do agree some of the factors that is being adopted in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is finding solutions. They are trying to attract more entrepreneurs in Tamil Nadu to find solutions. Comparably, in India, the GST payers are high in Tamil Nadu, which means that the entrepreneurs are growing in Tamil Nadu. But in every home, if you see, there will be at least 1 or 2 doctors. There will be 4 to 5 engineers. There will be 8 to 10 graduates who will be sharing a lot of work at their locality. But even then, the entrepreneurs are also getting increased. That is a good sign. And the government of India, as well as the government of Tamil Nadu, is taking a lot of steps to promote the entrepreneurship. There is a website named www.startupindia.com. It is an open forum. Even a student who wishes to start a business, he can just visit the website. He could find a lot of solutions. He could see a lot of helping hands there. So what my suggestion is that explore the internet for the right cause. Find some helping hands. Invest your time in skilling yourself, and during your course of study itself, try to identify the problems. Because during your course of study, you are blessed with faculty members who has the highest academic degrees awarded to them. They will be a good mentor for you. If you are finding a problem and you are just representing it in your class in presence of your faculty member, they might be a mentor to you. They might give you some eye-opening informations. They can share you some knowledge towards it. So I want all my student friends to share the ideas in the forum. You can discuss. You see, normally in what the colleges that what the college faculty members that they are facing today is that whenever something is pushed to the students will do it. But actually the scenario has to get changed. The students should volunteer themselves. They should form a team. They should start group discussion. They should actually invite the professors for monitoring the session and to give some guidance. If such thing happens, definitely you could find a change. You could find that there are drastic increase in such kind of entrepreneurial spirit among the students. I came across a student who is Sham Prashad Rajashekharan. He is very famous in LinkedIn. I'm just sharing his story just to make you all aware. He is a person who is being sent out of a school for not performing in his studies. And he has got an engineering seat. He has studied electronics and communication engineering, if I am not wrong. And though the course is just 4 years of study, he has completed the same engineering course in 5 years. And one day, I was astonished to see that he is founder and CEO of 2 different companies. I just wonder how this person is doing wonders. He actually looked for the problems. You know, he always have a smile in his face. We always feel fresh whenever we see a smiling face, right? If somebody is staring at you, will you be happy? No. But if somebody is smiling at you, you will be happy. That person, he is always having a smiling at his face. He finds the problems. He spends time with his family. He spends time with his friends. He discusses lot of matters with the students. And if students are coming up with a lot of problems, and even sometimes he will put forth his problem towards the student fraternity, they will come up with some lot of perceptions. He will just take all those perceptions and move to some good mentors. And those mentors will give him a lot of insights. By the way, he has started 2 different companies, and those 2 different companies are having a turnover of 25 crores in a short period of time span. I really wondered what this gentleman is actually doing. I know him for past 10 to 12 years of duration, but this person was doing wonders. Being an employee, I was not able to get it, but being an employer, he is doing wonders. Right? So the thing is that he has made this SWOT analysis in a very good way before he is stepping into any kind of business. One day I had a chance to interact with him about this. He told that, sir, actually, I have done this SWOT analysis. He just shared me all these things. Within 5 to 10 minutes of time, he is able to narrate the things what he has done. And even when he was stepping into business, he has done business model. He has followed the business model Canva that is being adapted for any successful business. I just asked him, where did you get all these informations? He said, sir, I invested my time in internet to learn all these things on my own. And he also added that self-learning is the best learning that will turn one's life into beautiful ways. And he said that, and I am an example for that. I was really happy to see that, hear those words from that gentleman. So once you want to be a success, be a self-learner. Don't do anything that somebody is asking you to do it. You should have a spirit of doing it on your own. Only then you will be able to gain the things in the right way. So this is a way you have to discover the entrepreneurship in you. Problem identification. So whenever you need to find a problem, how to identify a problem? See, whenever we write something on our paper, we will never find the mistake, whatever that we have did. But if a teacher is viewing it, they will immediately pinpoint it, because there is a human tendency. We always have the chance of identifying fault with others. It is not a faculty, I mean every human being always have the tendency of finding fault with others. So if you want to find a problem, you have to take one of your friends to your home. He will tell you what are the problems that are prevailing in your home. You just start interacting with the people in the society. You just make a survey. Okay. So once you identify some problem, define the problem. You try to understand the interest. And you have to see whether there are any alternatives out there. If there is no any other alternative, you should also look for the risk factors. In risk factor, if there are some alternative means are being found, you should try to sell that with some modifications, or you should find a solution for that. And once you come out with the solution, before implementing it, try to evaluate it, at least with some of your peers. Only then you will be able to get a beautiful solution. See, my dear friends, the research work is classified into 2 types today. I hope my faculty friends might be knowing it. The one is innovative research, and the another one is incremental research. Being an employee in any of the institution, a faculty member is forced to take only incremental research, which means that somebody somewhere they are already done some kind of research, and we apply some different set of methodologies, we apply some different set of algorithms, we take a lot of different parameters, and we come up with a solution, and we justify that our solution is better than that particular concept, and that comes under incremental research. But it is being accepted. Yes, that is right. Nobody is going to say that is wrong. But a student who has an opportunity to interact with such kind of incremental researchers try to do some innovative research. Innovative research is entirely different from incremental research. Incremental research is an additional incrementation. It is just like if whenever you do some incremental operation, you being a computer student, you might be knowing about the incremental operators, right? So, yes. But whereas when you go for such kind of innovative research, you will find some solution to the existing problems. If you're able to find solution to the existing problems, first start developing a prototype. A prototype is nothing but it is a model. You no need to invest full amount. Because whenever you are going for innovative research, the first step will be a trial and error method. Sometimes it might be success, sometimes it might not be success. If you want your system is to be success, first apply it in a prototype model, check whether it is working fine. If it is working fine, then proceed with the things. You should start collecting the problems highlighted in traditional medias. You know, today newspapers and even the digital medias, social medias, lot of problems are flooding into our phone. Even today, when I take my phone, I used to respond to some of my students' requests even the next day. The student will come and speak, sir, I have texted you, you have not replied me. Because my WhatsApp is flooding. There are a lot of, even if you could find a solution for that WhatsApp flooding, I will be happy to purchase it. Such kind of things are happening. You should try to collect the problems that are highlighted in medias. You should have a good network. You should start interact with the high experts, whoever comes in front of you. You should try to build a cordial relationship with others. And you should interact with them. You should put forth the problem in front of them. And you should start discussing. You should try to implement the knowledge or the skill, whatever that you learn in your classroom to get applied to find a solution for the problem. You should identify the business gap. You should confirm the problem statement clearly. Only then you will be able to find the solution for all those problems, whatever that you have identified. So problem identification is not that once you see something and you feel that it is a problem and you can decide on your own that it is a problem. No, it should not be. Once you see something is different and you feel that it might be taken as a problem, you should sort out, you should just sit and think why you are deciding that it is a problem. And you should write down the points, what makes you to think that it is a problem. And post to that, you have to present the same thing in front of your friends or even to your faculty members. And you should discuss your views towards that. They will come up with a lot of insights. You should also try to accept their views. And finally, if you feel that it is a real problem, then you can proceed with finding a solution for the same. This is how the problem identification has to happen. Right. So what is a problem statement? A problem statement is used to understand why it's important to make a problem statement in the beginning of creative problem solving process. Because you are going to be creative once your problem statement is being identified. To identifying the problem, you should always have W's, which means you should ask who, why, what, where, when. When you put forth a lot of questions, you will find different kind of answers. And if you are not able to get a good kind of answers for all these kind of questions, then you can land up with a solution that it is a real problem. A problem statement is one sentence that sums up what you want to change. If you want to change something, you should have a definite statement of problem. It helps you to find more useful solutions by providing a clear and inspiring aim. It will fetch you to have a clear objective about the business that you are going to start. You make a problem statement before you start thinking of solutions. So once you think something as a problem, you should not immediately involve yourself in finding solutions or involve yourself by putting a lot of perceptions, adding a lot of stories, whatever that you have seen in cinemas. Okay. You know, even sometimes I could see that some students who comes into my class, we have a practice called snap talk, wherein we used to ask students to deliver some talk in English for 5 to 10 minutes in class. Snap talk. Some students they will be telling a story, beautiful story. After hearing all those things, I used to give them a solution, or I will give a statement stating that you will be a good director in near future. Because after seeing lot of serials and cinemas, they have developed the skill of delivering the content in cinematic way instead of a creative way. So you should be a creative thinker by applying the skills what you learned. They will tell a problem, they will find the solution for the problem in the same story itself. That is not the right thing. So once you want to be success, you should have a clear problem statement. Once you have a clear problem statement, you can keep the first step of creative thinking. Okay. When it comes for creative thinking, we always used to say it is as a design thinking. The design thinking has 5 different steps: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test, and again empathize. It is a cyclic process. In empathizing, so once you want to empathize something, you should need information because it gathers as much information about user's problem. Once you want to do empathize, you should have a survey. You should have interacted with many people. You should have a list of items what you are going to convey to other members in the forum. And the second thing is define. You should analyze. You should structure and categorize various kinds of things that is being put forth by you as well as by your friends. You should try to make sense of these problems. And in the next step, you have to do a brainstorming. In ideation phase, you have to do the brainstorming as much as solution to these problems, wherein people from different cultures may be friends, they might have different views, they each and every member will post their ideas. All these factors should be consolidated. And once you come across this ideation phase, you have to move to the prototype stage, wherein you have to see the pros and cons of each and every factors that is being highlighted in ideation phase. And then you have to look for a prototype, which is an optimal solution, and it should be very quick and cheap way to test it. And the last phase is the test phase. In test phase, you should have a proto solution on the real users. You should identify some real users and you should ask them to check it. If they are satisfied, because customer satisfaction is more important in a business. Only if customers are getting satisfied, you should start proceeding with the same kind of problem, whatever that you have identified. If not, something will lack somewhere and you will end up with somewhere. And finally, you will be no more. So all these factors are to be considered. It definitely will take time. It will take time. See, once you want to be an entrepreneur, don't think that you are a pressure cooker wherein you will be boiled for 5 to 10 minutes and you will have some set of whistles so that once the whistle is completed, you are cooked. No, entrepreneur is entirely different. You have to invest your time. You have to find solution only after defining the problem rightly. Right. The important phase of discovering the entrepreneurs in you is these stages. As I mentioned, design thinking is the first and the foremost important phase in discovering the entrepreneur in you, because in empathize phase, you will develop a deep understanding of challenge. So what we call it as a challenge here, the challenge is the problem that you have identified in the society. If you have identified wonderful problems which make people to be very lazy, or if you are finding a solution for that kind of problem, definitely the people will be more comfortable, then that is going to yield you good business, right? So you have to empathize the facts, what is there. So you should have a deep understanding about the challenge. And second thing is, you should clearly articulate the problem you want to solve. Once you want to convey something to your parent, I mean your peer members might be your faculty member, might be your parents, might be your brothers, might be some unknown strangers, whoever it might be, but you should articulate the problem clearly to others. See, communication plays a very important role here. Many people think that, sir, I am good at Tamil, I am good at Malayalam, I am good at Telugu, I am good at Kannada. No, whatever the language it may be, all the languages are only a tool for communication. To whoever people you speak, they should be able to understand you, which means that the language, whatever that you use to communicate to people, should be understandable by the person who is hearing it. Right? So you should be able to deliver the content in a proper way to the person who is listening to you. Only if you could articulate the problem clearly, you can define the problem clearly to the forum. And ideation, it is a brainstorm potential solutions. You know, people, even if they are not educated, they come up with a lot of solutions. When the Indian government has introduced this Atal tinkering labs, initially they have started doing this in schools. You know, the government has got n number of ideas from school children who have studied 7th standard, 8th standard level. So they are all very happy to share a lot of solutions for various problems that is being put forth by them. If you are able to do such things by having a brainstorming session among yourself, definitely you will be good. So you have to find a good ideation for the existing problems. And the next thing is prototyping. Prototyping is a set of prototypes to test all parts of solution. Once you prepare a model, you have to see what are the ways that you can give an input, what kind of methodology has to be adopted in that prototype, what will be the output. You have to see what are the pros, what are the cons. You have to see all factors. It should be a 365-degree kind of checking in the prototype model before you implement it in the real-time systems. And you have to engage yourself in a continuous short cycle innovation process to continually improve your design, because it is a competitive world. Today, everybody is getting attracted only if your solution is looking good. It should be cost effective. Okay. And the amount of delivery should be more. The quality should be always good. So all factors are against you. So your innovation should be satisfying all the members' needs. Only then your solution will be reaching the society in a better way. So you have to keep all those things in mind. Okay. What are the pre-checks that I have to carry out, sir? So understanding the capability about the prevailing problem. So whether this problem is actually a real trouble to the people in the society, that has to be taken into consideration. And whether you possess the desired skills and knowledge to overcome the problem, that is to be taken into consideration. And you should see whether you have the capability to think different. You have a think different attitude. In Tamil, they will say, Mati Yosi. Yes. If you could think different, definitely you will be a good creator. Adaptability to emerging technologies. Today, technology is moving. You know, within fraction of seconds that I am speaking to you, there might be around 20 to 25 to or 25,000 kinds of applications may be developed across this world. So we should be adaptable to the emerging technologies. Today, when we were studying, we studied about C, C++, Java, and today they are introducing syllabus like artificial intelligence and machine learning. They speak about syntactic analysis, semantic analysis in NLP programming. They speak about machine learning. They speak about support vector machines. Even many things are new to the faculty members, but still we are in the same line. We are learning. So you should have the skill of unlearning yourself and relearning. If you could unlearn what you have learned and you could relearn to the new technologies, definitely you can be a survivor in this society. As the technologies are booming, if you are not updating yourself, you will not be able to survive. And the last point that you have to take into consideration is that whether the solution that I'm going to give is going to create a societal impact. That is to be taken into consideration. Only if there is a societal impact, your business is going to survive, which makes you to survive in the society. So all these pre-checks are to be considered whenever you are planning to start a business on your own or finding a solution and becoming a technopreneur or startuppreneur or an entrepreneur. Right. Entrepreneurship process is a cyclic process. So you have to develop a business plan. You have to find a right skilled resources as well as the products that you are going to invest in developing your product, and you are going to see who is going to manage the company, and you have to see what kind of harvest in the sense what you are going to take back after investing, and again you have to be in a discovery process. You see, as I mentioned here, the entrepreneurship process is cyclic. In 1995, in the year 1995, I am mentioning, if somebody, if some people, if you are asking about Wipro, they might have told that Wipro is a company which manufactures glucose. But in 1998 and 99 period, if you asked about a Wipro, some people might have informed that it is a startup company which is running an IT industry. But later, today, many people's dream company is Wipro. You know what they did? They started identifying what is booming up. So they started discovering the problems in various disciplines, various domains. A glucose manufacturing company has turned into a IT giant in India. Right? Yes. So this is how the entrepreneurship spirit has to go on. Once you fix something and you find a solution to a problem, and you should not think that I am going to survive for the next 60 years of period of time. No. You have to find the problems again and again. You have to find the solutions for the problems again and again. And you have to prepare a business plan. And you have to find the right person for the particular job. And you have to manage the company in an effective way. And you have to harvest the things as they say. If something is going wrong, you definitely have to close the business immediately. If not, you will not be able to survive. Or there is another option. If your company is not going to give a good product, you have to find where is the mistake and you have to correct it. Then you will be able to survive. Common steps in entrepreneurial process is that first you should know who you are. What are the skills that you have? And second thing is identifying the opportunities. What are the various kinds of opportunities that are there? You should generate and evaluate ideas. You should start planning how to execute the things. You should raise the startup capital. Capital is the financial amount. You should present your ideas with venture capitalists. Today, for budding graduates, there are a lot of opportunities. When I was studying, I do not have such opportunities. Today, I could see UA Start is there, Startup Mania is there, Native Angels Network is forming a team, and they are accepting ideas across the Tamil Nadu. Whatever the things that I have mentioned here, all these three things are there. They actually made many students to be a successful startup runners. Even you can just surf the internet. You know, in every district, there is something called Young India, YI team, Young Indian team, that is a part of CAA, Confederation of Indian Industry, wherein the managing directors or CEOs of various companies who are less than 35 years of age, they are being treated as young Indians. And these people, they act as angel investors and they find solution with the students and they get those ideas, and they give an opportunity for the students to be a startup planner. You can start raising startup capital by participating in such forums. So once you declare yourself as a successful startup, you should tell that how many people are going to get benefited out of it. You just imagine the use of Ola, Uber, Oyo, Zomato, Swiggy. What a consumer base that they are having today in India. You should always see the growth. Once you have started the business, you should not keep that, okay, I have started my business and my business is running good and that's all. You should not be like that. You should always find the new ways of helping or giving a shortest pathway, optimal solution to the users. If you could give a feasible solution, definitely everybody will be happy. Only then you will be able to harvest a fruitful result out of your business. So common challenges faced by budding entrepreneur. So whenever you want to become an entrepreneur, these are some of the common challenges that might come in front of you. The cash flow management. Who is going to invest? Sir, I am good at studies. I am good at, I am a creative thinker. I have identified problems. Yes. Who is going to invest money on you? You know, if you are good at finding all these things, even you can write a mail to any of the CEOs. Tata industry, you know the Tata industry. Ratan Tata has invested money on various unknowing strangers, and he has made them as a startup runners. But only thing is that you have to have the capability to satisfy the people like Ratan Tata to believe that their business will scale up and they will have amount of consumer base to scale up their business. And the second thing is time management. You should manage the time effectively. Now what we do, we manage time for three things. One is to sleep. One is to see movies. One is to, with compulsion, we do some set of activities like learning. And another thing is just to eat. We manage time only for these four purposes, right? But you should add some more things. You should reduce time for all these things, and you should try to invest your time in learning new things, finding some beautiful solutions for the problems. If you are investing time in that, definitely time will take you to a greater height in a short while. The period of living in this earth is very short. If you manage the time during your younger days, you will reach the heights in the middle age. If not, nothing is going to happen. Hiring the skilled employees. You should look for the skilled employees. You know, my dear friends, today, a leading industry, Zoho and DigiNadu. I hope you might not be heard of this DigiNadu, but many of you might have heard of this Zoho company, right? They don't want any graduates at all. They just say that we need only skilled employees. So how does the skilled employees come from? There are many electrical engineers in this Tamil Nadu, but many people, they don't know how to correct a fuse if the fuse has gone off in their home. So skilled employee is not the person who has a degree certificate. A skilled employee is a person who has sufficient knowledge towards the practical experience that he has. So whatever the study, whatever the graduation that you study, you should inculcate, invest your time and do some practical experience towards the subject what you are going to learn. Only then you will be a successful entrepreneur too, not only an employee. You will be a successful entrepreneur too. You just think that you start a business of a petty tea shop and you don't have the skill of preparing a tea. What will happen? You just hire a person who prepares a tea. If he takes leave, your business is off. That's all. I'm just telling you this example just to make you all understand. So you should be skilled enough to manage the business if some of the employees are not there in your business. And you should choose the cost-effective raw material for a quality product. So you should always choose a good raw material. Only then your product will be good. And you should know how to delegate a task to the team members. Which task is to be allocated for which kind of persons. You should be very clear in that. And as I'm speaking to a women's college, For women entrepreneurs, family and societal impact might be a challenge. But I could see there are a lot of more number of women entrepreneurs. Many people are even connected to me in many social medias. When you interact with those persons, you could find that they do wonders than men. Only thing is that they have a good time management and they have the good necessary skills and they have the way to think different. Being a man, I strongly agree that women always have the power of thinking different. But it is not across all women. That is also to be taken into consideration. So if you could invest your time and if you could delegate the duties and if you could delegate the task rightly and if you could hire a skilled employee and if you could find a cash management flow, definitely you could be a good entrepreneur. Before all these things, you should identify the problem correctly. Okay, success mantra for entrepreneurship. What is the successful mantra for entrepreneurship? You should have an accurate planning. What you are going to do, why you are going to do, where you are going to implement, who will be the beneficiaries. All these factors are to be considered in accurate planning. Are you open to take risks? Yes, sometimes the risks might ruin you, but you should be ready to take the risks. Whether you have the leadership qualities, you should not grab the work from team members and say that your business is running good. Whether are you ready to make some people as working partners? If you make people as a working partner, they will feel that the company is theirs too. So they will work better and they will try to bring their company up. Right? So you should have a good leadership qualities. You should have the innovation and creativity mindset. Before all these, you should have a clear vision and goal. Why this business has been started? What is the need of this business? Who are all the competitors? In what way I am different from them? What is my USP, unique selling proposition? If you are clear about all these factors, then you will be a successful entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is neither a science nor an art. It is a practice, which means that it is there everywhere, wherever we go. Only thing is that whatever we see, we should see it in a different angle and we should think different and we should see what are the problems are there and we should find a solution for that. My dear friends, I have added a cubicle here, right? Many of you might have seen this. Our life is filled with colors. Only thing is it is not yet matched properly. If you are able to map and match it properly, the life is in our hands. We will be success at all times. There is nothing called failure here. See, in the same world where people are sending satellites from Earth to other planets and they are able to control those satellites from here, can't we do wonders? Definitely we can. So now the forum is for you all to discuss. I have completed my session. If you have any queries related to entrepreneurship, you can put forth your questions. I'll be happy to answer.
Sir, no questions, sir. There is no question in the chat box, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, right. Then this is I'm good at all social media platforms. If you have any assistance, you can introduce yourself by mentioning your college name and your professor. I'll be happy to help you out if somebody needs any kind of career guidance. And with these words, I thank once again the management and all the faculty friends and student friends for having given me the opportunity and being patiently listening on this beautiful Sunday. Thank you once again. Thank you all.
Hello, sir. Good
Yes.
morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining with us, sir, on this MAHA webinar marathon. I'm Principal Kumudini speaking.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for allocating your time on this holiday, sir. Okay. It is our pleasure to have you on this show. Seriously, you gave a lot of inputs to our students, okay, for the budding entrepreneurs and as well as who just wanted to become an entrepreneur. Okay. So what are the points they have to consider and what are the aspects they have to look into, okay, and how they should be in order to compete with the present world. Okay. So all the inputs which you have given, definitely it was well taken by our students, I believe. Okay. So thank you so much for joining with us, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank
Yeah,
you.
hope to have a in-person relationship. If time permits, okay, please come visit our college, sir.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, definitely.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you, team webinar. Please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Saying thank you is more than a good manners. I would like to thank our resource person, Dr. Sreejith Vignesh, Head Department of Information Technology, Sri Krishna Adithya College of Arts and Science. Through this webinar, we would come to know about entrepreneurship and steps of the entrepreneur process and more knowledge about the entrepreneur. This information will definitely be very useful for the new upcoming entrepreneurs. Thank you very much, sir, for your presentation. It's been great on hearing you. We acknowledge more knowledge from this session, sir. Next, I would like to thank our chairman, Mr. S. Kunjadabatham, sir, and our managing director, Mr. S.K. Tirukumaran, sir, and Mr. S.K. Sendilkumar, sir, and our beloved principal, ma'am, Dr. R. Kumudini, ma'am, and I express our deep gratitude to our vice principal, Dr. S. Ramaswamy, sir, and Dr. U. Indumati, ma'am, in their presence in this webinar. I would also thank our HOD, Mrs. R. Jyoti, ma'am, for her guidance and moral support. I'm happy to express a vote of thanks to our technical team members and colleagues and all attendees who has attended this MAHA webinar marathon. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks to all the MC members too. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir, can we wind up the
Yes,
session,
ma'am.
sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.